Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day. Today's rundown is dedicated to living legend, but it's spelled with 393, who said in my interview with Jose yesterday about Dead Cells, didn't know Chris Pratt was on the EP show, and I don't know if he was talking about me or Jose, but I'll take it, and I'll give you this rundown. It's official, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is coming to the Xbox One. Oh yeah, it's already there in game preview. But on September 4th, the game officially launches its 1.0 version. Straight from Gamescom in Germany, Xbox announced that the incredibly successful Battle Royale game is about to go legit on the console. Xbox created a cool mini-doc to celebrate and sent their own Major Nelson to Seoul, Korea to visit Bluehole's PUBG headquarters. In the video, the developers expressed their exhilaration with the way the game has been received by fans on the Xbox One, but also they are honest that developing for the platform, especially as the game was growing in popularity on the PC, was not easy. When the 1.0 PUBG launches, players will be able to carry over achievements from the game preview, but now they'll be able to customize matches and jump into war mode, and the long-awaited Sandhawk map will be available. To celebrate the 1.0 launch, Xbox has a new PUBG controller headed to stores in October. You know what, when I watched this video, I was really impressed by the way that Major Nelson and his team kind of made this a personal experience. We really got a sense of the elation, the exhaustion, the exhilaration that everybody that's been working on PUBG is kind of feeling, and it made me want to jump right back into playing the game. It's a great game. It has never not been a great game. It's just been, plagued with some sort of development issues, and because it's been so successful, there's been all of this expectation on it, just as all of these new, competitors have been sort of coming to the forefront, and Fortnite obviously is the most successful of those. But PUBG is great, and I'm happy for Xbox One fans that have stuck with this game, that are excited about the 1.0 launch. When I saw that video, when I heard the announcement, it was like, yes, I need to play this again. And it looks like it's going to be a lot tidier, and there's more content coming very soon. September 4th is not far away. Now, Xbox also had some other cool stuff to announce at Gamescom. Sea of Thieves Forsaken Shores continues to grow with a new area called Devil's Roar, which will feature erupting volcanoes, and the game is adding cargo run quests for merchants. State of Decay 2 players will be able to check out new content with the Daybreak Pack when it arrives on September 12th. There's going to be a new Battlefield 5 Xbox One X bundle when that game drops on October 19th, and EA and Xbox showed off some of the customizable squad options in the Tides of War mode. Every member of a squad will be able to be customized with its own loadout and speciality. An open beta for Battlefield 5 will be coming in early September. Now, Crytek revealed their multiplayer shooter called Hunt Showdown, which sees players dropped into a 1K by 1K map, and they're off to kill monsters for money. Hunt Showdown enters Xbox game previews soon. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is giving players the chance to compete against their friends in a new time trial mode called Spirit Trials. That game comes out in 2019. Forza Horizon 4 is adding a team adventure mode that gives players the chance to work together to complete races, missions, and free-form rushes to earn points for their team. The game and the team adventure mode launches on October 2nd, and it features hundreds of beautifully modeled cars and dynamic seasons, and it runs at 4K and 60 frames per second on the Xbox One X. Now, there's a bunch of good things coming for the Xbox platform there for sure. Not a ton of surprises, and definitely not the machine gun, rapid fire kind of amount of information that we got out of E3, but I think Xbox players have got lots to be excited for over the coming months. But I think the really big news is the stuff that's sort of in development, that's behind the scenes we don't know too much about. All of those game studio purchase announcements that they made at E3, we don't know what all of those things are going to mean, and I don't think we're going to know that until E3 2019, but it's still pretty good showing for Xbox at Gamescom this year. Another thing that was revealed through the Xbox Gamescom announcements is that Fallout 76 is going to let you and your pals set up camp. Called the Construction and Assembly Mobile Platform, camping in Fallout 76 is going to be a big deal. There is a rebuilding the world motif to the story of Fallout 76, and with the idea that players will be playing cooperatively and competitively online, resource construction is likely going to become integral to success in the vast landscape that Bethesda is crafting. Instead of stationary settlements like in Fallout 4, camps are mobile, so crafting at workbenches can be set up at almost anywhere. A beta for Fallout 76 is coming in October, and the game launches on November 14th. The little trailer that they made for the camping mode was actually a lot of fun, like they always are. There's always a great sense of humor around Fallout. The ideas that they present, I mean, it's just horrific nuclear wasteland stuff, but then they sort of talk about it like it's everyday kind of humdrum from the 1950s. Really cool. Love that sense of humor. I, along with every Fallout fan in the world right now, is very curious to see how it's going to play in multiplayer. Obviously, I think the crafting is going to be a huge part of the game because you're going to have to kind of protect yourself from raids and from just getting into firefights with everybody, which is a little unique to the Fallout experience, or very different from the sort of core Bethesda-created Fallout experiences that we've had so far. I'm curious to see how much that changes the core kind of takeaway when you're playing the game. But I am excited to play it, absolutely. I'm very curious. Even though the technology looks a little bit dated, the fact that they're kind of opening it up to all kinds of people all over the world to jump in together and play together, it's going to lead to some pretty cool experiences. Now, Devil May Cry 5 has a release date, people, March 8th, 2019. We've got a bit of a wait for Devil May Cry 5, but it looks like Capcom is working overtime to make sure that longtime fans will be happy. With a new trailer dropped at Gamescom and a playable demo at the show, we can see that the combo-centric hack-and-slash gameplay is counterbalanced with a fun, cheeky attitude. Game protagonists Nero and Dante are going to have to face off against some massive enemies, some grotesque smaller demons, and some really slick-looking environmental challenges. This game is coming closer and closer. This was all just a rumor last year, but it's a real deal. It's an important franchise for Capcom. I dug the DMC reboot that happened in 2013. I think that was fun. That was the Ninja Theory game, which is now an Xbox studio. It's funny how this all kind of works like that. But I am fired up to see what Capcom has sort of brought in under their own umbrella. There is definitely a sense of, frivolity, just a little bit more fun coming out of this, out of the character interactions that we see in the trailer. And it looks great. It looks like it's going to be akin to what was, just played on the Switch with the Battle Bayonetta 1 and 2 being re-released on that platform. I can't wait. March 8th can't come soon enough, and I know that if you're a DMC fan, you're excited as well. Now, Danny Boyle has canceled his license to direct 007. Citing creative differences, director Danny Boyle has dropped out of directing Bond 25, the last one set to star Daniel Craig as James Bond. The official 007 Twitter account has confirmed the news, so it looks like producers Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson will be looking for a new director to take on the project, which will presumably have to sit well with the famously hesitant Daniel Craig. Boyle is an Oscar-winning director with an impressive resume of finely tuned, kinetic movies under his belt, so he seemed a perfect fit for the modern take on the franchise. No word on whether this will mean a delay for Bond 25, but we'll keep you posted. I am so bummed out by this news. It's huge, and it really kind of underlines the problems surrounding Bond, post a star saying he's kind of over it, I don't know how you kind of overcome that, because it's really tough to build these damn movies. There's so many pieces that have to snap into place, and if you've got a guy that just seems like, the weight of the world is on him because he gets to play James Bond, I think that's kind of an unfair advantage for whatever director is going to take that role. And I'm not blaming Daniel Craig. I just think that the circumstances kind of suggested that it was time for these folks to come up with a new take on this franchise. And I think Danny Boyle was probably caught in the crossfire a little bit here. I'm very curious to, get a sense of what direction he was going to take Bond in. I mean, Spectre kind of ended the vibe around Daniel Craig as James Bond. I'm sorry, it just kind of was a summation. It was a wrap-up, and it wasn't that great either. It felt like every Bond movie after Casino Royale got a little bit worse along the way. I didn't mind Skyfall that much. I thought that was pretty cool. But Spectre just, it felt like they were done. And so now I don't know how you kind of rally the troops and get everybody psyched for this. I think every question that's going to be thrown at Daniel Craig as this movie enters production and then they get into marketing it is going to be about what happened with Danny Boyle, man? What happened with Danny Boyle? I hope we find out, but this is bad news. And, I'm a huge Bond fan. I love Daniel Craig as Bond. So I'm going to go see this for sure, and I'm psyched to see it, but I hope they can turn this around and make this awesome. I do feel like the time was right to announce who is going to be the new James Bond. Oh well, we'll find out soon. Now, we're going back to Underworld this November. Other Side Entertainment has announced that their physics-based role-playing game Underworld Ascendant is launching on November 15th on PC from publisher 505 Games. The game started life as a Kickstarter project and as a spiritual successor to the Ultima Underworld series, and will feature intricate puzzles to solve and enemies to defeat using magic powers, physical might, and a lot of physics-based experimentation. Other Side was founded by game-making legend Paul Neurath, who worked on Ultima Underworld with his Other Side studio director and fellow game-making legend Warren Spector. The development company is headquartered in Boston and is also currently working on System Shock 3. We got a chance to check this game out not too long ago and had a very good time with it. It still felt a little rough around the edges, and presumably it's going to launch on PC, not in an early access kind of state, but with the idea that polish can be added to it and updates can happen and patches can be downloaded. It's supposed to be coming to the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch in 2019. So hopefully it's great and hopefully people rally around it. I had fun when I tested it out earlier this year, and I am very much looking forward to playing the finished game. And I think the price is not going to be too high either. I think they're sort of positioning it at around $30, which is great because it's a smaller team that put it together, but a smaller team filled with incredible vets that have worked on some seriously cool games in their careers. It looks really, really fun. All right, that's going to do it for our rundown today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow with a brand new episode. And remember, we've got lots of content for you to check out, so please do, if you like it, hit subscribe, that little bell, and if you're so inclined, we've got that sponsor button as well. Thanks, everybody. Play forever.